Greetings, beautiful people. Welcome back to Uncle Lou's Kitchen.
Hello, everybody.
Guys, got a very special guest in the house. We've got Daria here, who's originally from Poland, and we're going to be making a really super dish. But Daria's extra special because... What do you do? Tell me what you do.
Because of Bigos?
Bigos is the name of the dish.
We're going to do Bigos today. So if you're Polish, you know it. And if you've been in Poland, you know it too. Everybody that goes to Poland definitely eats Bigos.
So you're a nutritionist. Tell them what you do.
So I help people to realize the amount of important information that lies within us when it comes to creating a healthy and fulfilled life. So I would teach cookery classes, do individual consultations, depending on the needs of the people that decide to work with me.
Stay tuned, because throughout the video it's not just going to be the recipe, you're actually going to be learning a lot about the nutritional values behind the food that we're making today as well. It's quite an interesting take, so I hope you enjoy this one. As always, if you like vegan food, vegetarian, plant-based, or no animals or animal products on the channel, hit the like button, hit subscribe, it will mean the world to me. Stay tuned, I hope you enjoy this one. Let's get cooking. Daria, we're going to go over the ingredients now. What do we have?
So we have a cabbage, sweetheart cabbage. It's a really nice variety, and we have 2 handfuls, double handfuls of the sweet cabbage. We have 1 red onion, medium size, a handful of oyster mushrooms, and shiitake mushrooms.
Oh, lovely. Fresh shiitake, I can see.
Fresh shiitake, yeah, and the same with oyster.
Lovely. They've been shredded, like by hand. They've been pulled by hand.
They were pulled by hand, yeah. I like it. It's a really nice consistency. And it kind of resembles meat, in this recipe originally, there's meat. So we're using the plant-based version. And we have some tomato puree, so we'll be using about 2 tablespoons of the tomato puree. We see you can add more or less depending on your taste buds as well. We have sauerkraut, so this is 400 grams of sauerkraut.
We're using the whole jar?
Yeah, we're gonna use the whole jar.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have some coconut oil. And we have some bay leaves that we're gonna cook the cabbage in. We have some black pepper and salt, so that's to taste again. So it depends, on your taste buds.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, so Daria, we're gonna start. So, right, where do we begin? So what do we got? We've got the cabbage.
So we have a sweet cabbage. So this is, a combination of the sweet cabbage and the sauerkraut. So sauerkraut is already fermented, so it's not gonna take that much time to cook it. So we have to start with our sweet cabbage, and it's a nice blend of the, sweetness and sourness for the final dish. So yeah, first I'm gonna pop in a little bit of coconut oil into the pan. Okay. And we're gonna add the cabbage. When we add salt, the water from the cabbage starts to release, so we're less likely going to burn it. So now we can basically leave it and make sure that you're going back to it from time to time, so you are not burning the cabbage. But the cabbage will start to release a little bit of water. You lower the heat to a really small flame.
So Daria, how long have you been making this?
So it's a very popular dish in Poland. Every Polish person knows Bigos, and probably every person that visited Poland knows Bigos. In original recipes, it has quite a lot of meat, So yeah, obviously, I eat differently in this moment in time. I live on the plant-based diet, so I'm altering the recipes that I grown up with into the plant-based version. So yeah, it's a nice dish. I don't cook it super often, but when I cook it, I always enjoy it because there's so many different dishes to be tried, and I really enjoy exploring different cuisines as well. That's why your channel is brilliant, bringing all the different cuisines in and introducing the plant-based version. Super cool.
So this is it, no? Because when you said you were Polish and we were discussing, so Daria, you're a nutritionist. Tell people.
Yeah, I'm a nutritional health coach and mindset coach. So I work with people for many years and use multiple holistic disciplines. I work with the body as well and energy. So yeah, that's my job. And I have a little cooking channel that I started a few months ago. I'm not as good as you in delivering content on the regular basis, but
I'm still learning.
It will get there.
Good, it will. Persistence. I'm going to put a link to all of Daria's channels and literally where you can reach her in the description of the video, so do check at the bottom. I'm going to put there pretty much every way that you can reach her. But, yeah. How long have you been doing that?
Now like probably 17 years, over 17 years, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, many
That's
years.
cool.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that can just keep going in here. Just check on it, like, you know, from time to time.
What are you looking for at this stage? What's the sign?
So what we want to stew the cabbage that is nice and soft.
Like the sauerkraut, basically.
Yes,
texture.
and then we're going to add the sauerkraut and just get it, you know, the flavors to blend together and get a nice consistency. So it's a really like a great one-pot dish, you know, because you can have it with, you know, a piece of sourdough bread, or you could also have it with potatoes. Like, you know, it's really, you know, depending, like, you know, what you like, but it works with things like that very well. Actually.
So would you consider this like a main or a side?
It can be both. It just depends, you know, like if you have a small bowl, it can be a side, you know, like we very often in Poland would have like the whole table set, you know, with various different dishes. So it's not necessarily that, you know, you would have just a one plate, you know, for your dinner. You know, sometimes we have like gatherings and we have all sorts of different food on the table. So Bigos will be definitely in the middle of it, you know.
Okay.
It's a very
it's
popular,
literally a staple dish like that.
It is, yeah, it is.
That's cool.
And most people absolutely love it, you know.
I'm really pleased you came to Showcase.
Yeah. And it's a very simple dish as well. Like, you know, you don't really need super, you know, kitchen skills to produce something quite delicious, you know, with these ingredients. So yeah, so we get going now on the mushrooms.
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah.
So now we're going to be frying up the shiitake and the oysters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So yeah, I love mushrooms anyways. So in the original recipe of Bigos, you have button mushrooms, yeah?
Okay.
But what I decided to do, like, you know, is to use more medicinal mushrooms that have more benefits, you know, health benefits. So as I said, like in the original recipe also has meat. And I find, you know, oyster mushrooms, when you tear them like that, they are like, you know, strings of meat, like it could be pork or chicken, you know. So yeah, they work really great when it comes to consistency, and even people that don't live on the plant-based diet, they rather enjoy it, you know.
So with regards to that, you said medicinal purposes, like what's medicinal, for example, about the
So all
oysters?
mushrooms, yeah, so all mushrooms really, like, you know, are packed with beta-glucans, which are complex carbohydrates, and they feed good microflora of our body. But also they are immunomodulators, I should say, because they really help to regulate our immune system. So if it's overactive, they will bring it into the level that is needed, and if it's underactive, they will bump it up. Yeah.
Wow.
So they have really, like, you know, incredible properties. They tune into whatever, like, you know, your body needs in this moment in time, and they can alter whatever needs to be altered.
That is so cool.
Powerful medicine, you know, especially, like, you know, if in cases of cancer, you have a lot of, you know, research now showing, and I can talk from my own experience working with clients, you know, that they're super beneficial as a complementary treatment, you know, or alternative treatment as well. So
that's incredible.
They're absolutely amazing, like high nutritional value of mushrooms, you know. You get a lot of mineral salts from mushrooms. You know, you get vitamin D as well.
Yeah, I heard that on the brown mushrooms, the chestnut mushrooms.
Yeah, no, all the mushrooms, you know, like you basically, what's actually a great trick to use is to put them, you know, in the sun for 30 minutes, and you're increasing the amount of vitamin D, like, greatly.
Really?
Like, it's amazing, yeah.
Any mushroom?
Any mushroom, yeah. Any mushroom. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So guys, I'm going to use the onion first, yeah? So we're gonna just pop the onion in to the pan in a little bit of coconut oil.
How come you use coconut oil?
Because it's a solid fat, and solid fat doesn't change when you use heat. Yeah, so it's really
How do you mean?
when it comes to the, you know, health properties. You know, when you have like vegetable oils, they are not stable oils in the heat. They change, you know, the chemical structure if you expose it to heat. You know, and I'm talking about, you know, like stir frying for a long time, you know, in the high temperatures and so on. You want to look for, you know, clean food, clean healthy food that is not polluted with chemicals and so on, you know. So
I see that with the plant-based milks that I buy. Like, my kid, he doesn't drink regular milk, like he's plant-based, and the list of ingredients on those plant-based vegan milks is just insane. Things you can't even pronounce.
Yes.
And I'm like, why?
Yeah. And they use things, you know, that are isolated. And again, this is a problem because our body responds very well to the whole food. When we have things that are isolated, you know, like in the milks you'll have carrageen as well added, you know. And the Irish moss is actually, you know, where the carrageen comes from.
Okay, I didn't know that.
But when it's in isolation, it can cause problems with the digestive system, you know. When it's not in isolation, it's an amazing medicine, you know. It's a fantastic food and really great medicine, yeah. So we're stir frying the oyster mushrooms. So I'm gonna, like, you know, let it, you know, stir fry for a bit before I add the shiitakes, because this is gonna kind of imitate the meat part of the dish. So I like, you know, when the mushrooms get a little bit more crunchy.
Yes,
you know?
yes, absolutely.
It's very, very nice. So I'm gonna actually bump up the heat a little bit in here. Yeah, and we can add a little bit of salt now into the mushrooms as well.
So we're using pink,
you know, pink Himalayan salt. Yeah.
Right. So I actually hate pink salt. It's just a different saltiness. I don't. It's like it leaves me with like a aspartame kind of feel on the tongue. You know. Why do you prefer pink salt?
Because it's actually unrefined, and it has, you know, a lot of minerals and trace elements, like great amount, and we need that, you know, because the soil that we grow foods in this moment in time is very depleted in you know, in minerals and trace elements especially. We damage the, you know, the layer, the first layer of the soil greatly through the, you know, commercial agriculture. So we are not delivering, you know, enough minerals and trace elements, and that's one of our, you know, issues that can cause health problems. So Himalayan pink salt has a lot of minerals and trace elements. That's why, like, you know, I would use that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add now our shiitake mushrooms in, yeah? So again, a couple of handfuls of the chopped shiitake. And these are actually all organic mushrooms gotten in honest to goodness market.
Like a farmer's market?
It's a farmer's market in Glasnevin in Dublin.
Okay.
Which is fantastic, you know? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add the sauerkraut.
Okay.
Yeah, finally. So I have the jar in here, and that's actually made in Ireland.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's nice and local. I think in Cork.
Okay.
So we're gonna...
With the juice, everything?
Yeah, the juice is good.
Good stuff.
Yeah, juice is good. So I'm gonna get the whole thing in.
Daria, so like, what got you into this kind of lifestyle and the healing and...
So we're going deep into the roots. Okay, I like it. So yeah, like I come from a family of, you know, my both parents came from the countryside, and like, you know, my grandparents lived really in harmony with nature, and you know, I would hang out with them over the summer and learn a lot of different things. Like my grandmother, like, had always answers for various different silly things that would come up, and she would have a remedy like that, you know. So it was incredible, like, you know, you'll go and jump into some farmer's pond, come back with some rashes on your face, and then she'll lay you down on the couch, slap the raw potato on your face, and within a couple of hours you'll be completely cured.
That
yeah?
works?
Yeah, because it's natural antibiotic, yeah?
Potato?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was, yeah, really incredible. Like, you know, I was always very connected to my body and the health of my body. And I loved, you know, vegetables and, you know, everything that came from the land. And my dad also grew vegetables in the garden. And so health was always something that I felt was important. And I also, which is a nice little thing to mention, is I grew up on the grounds of the hospital where my dad worked. And there was also an institution for people that were mentally unstable.
Okay.
So there's all sorts of different things happening. And I always kind of felt, oh, this is not right, you know, this is not right, this doesn't feel right, you know, there should be a different way, you know. And so I always kind of inquired, and I was interested in finding out more about the balance within, you know, human body, and what can we do to support it, you know. And the answer is, we need to go back to the earth, you know. We have to, you know, re-establish the connection to Mother Earth, and whatever is good for us is also good for the Mother Earth. There's no separation. So this is something that always inspired me, and that's how I work with people as well. I help them to reconnect with the information that is always within us, and we can access it when we are willing to do that. Yeah?
That's really cool.
So yeah, so that's how it all started.
Right, mental health's a big one these days, like particularly in the last few years, like with lockdowns and confinement. I think people have, you know, kind of, not about the word depressed, but, you know, it's been tough. I mean,
Yes, you see.
what foods would you say like to bring up the...
So it's all about, the connection again to the earth, because, like I'm also, practicing, and I'm a yoga teacher, so I work a lot with the spirituality aspect of things, and but I don't see it as separate from our body, because we can access that also through our body. Yeah. So what happens to people is we lost the stability, we lost the balance of our root chakra, the connection to Mother Earth that always provides for us and is always loving and caring and doesn't, discriminate anybody and includes everybody. And everything is available for us, but through, distractions of modern world, we are being pulled away from this important connection that we have. And if we lose that strand of our root chakra, the connection to the earth, the minerals that come from the earth, we become unstable. So the rest of our system just gets very shaky, and then it manifests in some people, unfortunately, in mental instability. Yeah. So I'm just gonna see if I'm not burning in here. But all is good. Look, it's very nice. It's all getting nicely cooked through. Yeah, lovely. So we're almost there, actually. Look, yeah. The mushrooms are really nicely stir fried, and I like that. Like I love the little bit of kind of this.
Yes, the chew, the hard chew.
Yeah. I like that. I like the textures in the food. I love that. There's a little bit of soft, a little bit of crunchy, like very nice to have all different textures in the meal. Okay.
How we doing?
We're doing great. So, guys, we're actually getting there. So I'm going to use this, and I'm just gonna use this spoon. I'm not gonna be dirtying more spoons.
That's okay.
But actually, yeah. First, no, it's fine. First, I'm gonna add the mushrooms into the cabbage and mix it. Okay. So let's push that.
Is that hot? Oh,
here.
Do you want to heat up?
No, it's okay.
We good?
Yeah, all good. I'm gonna lower the heat in
so
here.
So the heat's now lowered.
I'm gonna switch this one off.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
that's off. Should be.
Something was burning on the top of it. Okay, so we're going to add the mushrooms in. Great. Okay, put that aside in here. And we mix it all in. So now this is, in this state, that would be something that you eat for Christmas in Poland. Just cabbage,
just like that,
mushrooms, and onion, cooked like that. That's a big thing, But you use wild mushrooms from the forest.
Ah.
So, from the time I was a child, we would always go with my parents and pick the wild mushrooms, like porcinis, And then my mom would, chop them and dry them on the strings on the fire.
Ah.
And then you store it, and then for Christmas you make, mushroom soup and cabbage and mushrooms and stuff like that, So you just rehydrate it. So it's a great way of, storing food,
The Polish are actually very known for fermenting and that side of things.
Big thing, in Poland.
Like making miracles out of simple things like vodka from potatoes.
That's it. That's a big thing. All right. So yeah. Look.
Just for the viewers, one thing I learned this in bartending school. How can you tell if it's a Polish vodka or a Russian vodka?
Tell me.
It's spelled with a W.
Oh yeah,
that's it. That's basically it. Or there's a picture of a bison on it and a bit of wheat inside it.
Yeah, so that's a special vodka.
Zhubrowka,
yeah. So yeah, apparently the buffaloes that we have in Bieszczady in Poland, they have to wee on the grass and then you put it into the vodka.
Okay,
and that's why you have
they didn't tell us that.
Yellow tinge of the vodka.
Really?
No, it's probably a little pile of whatever. But
Wow.
that's the story that goes around.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, but that's this vodka is the best with apple juice. If you make a drink this vodka and apple juice, you don't actually taste alcohol at all.
Wow.
It just blends, the flavors just blend so well together. Yeah, you should try it.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Drink some buffalo piss.
That's it. Okay, so we're getting to the end. So we're going to add the concentrate. So I'm gonna put because it's 2 tablespoons, so we put 3 teaspoons. Yeah. And the thing is, you can add more or less, depending as well on what you like. If you want more tomatoey, you can add more in.
Do you eat it hot or do you wait for it to cool down, like room temperature kind of thing?
And I eat it warm.
Okay.
Yeah, you eat it warm. It's the nicest, and actually it's really gorgeous. Like, you know, on the piece of bread, like with the butter, you know, like, and you put that on top, and you just eat it like that. Amazing.
I've got bread. What do you need it toasted?
Yeah, on the toast would be
Let's do
nice.
it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's actually plenty of the concentrate in it, for my liking, you know. But you could add more, I suppose, as well, if you wanted to. Yeah. So I just let it basically, you know, let the concentrate to kind of color the cabbage properly, you know, so it becomes really nice kind of ready color all the way through, and we'll be ready to serve. So then we can add a little bit of black pepper and check if we need some more salt. But you know, from my experience, like sauerkraut is quite salty as well, so you really have to be careful with too much salt, you know, because you can overdo it and then you're eating it and you're like, oh, I should have actually, you know, waited till I tried it, you know. So so what I do, like, I'm gonna just add a little bit of black pepper, just 1 or 2 pinches, you know, and okay, yeah,
We good?
that's it.
Right, let's make some toast.
Now we can try it.
Okay, so we're coming to the end, and this is the traditional way of doing this, yeah, on toast?
Yeah, no, the thing is that you usually have it with bread, basically,
Okay.
like, you know, nice, you know, slice of sourdough bread, or, you know, as I said, like, you can have it with potatoes as well, depending, like, you know, when you're eating it. So it can be your, you know, main dinner, but it can be also a supper. So in that case, you'll have it with a piece of bread, you know, or
Okay.
breakfast as well. We eat it for breakfast too. Can you imagine? We eat it all day long. Okay, so what I do, like, you know, I like that myself. So it's my basically personal choice. I would use a little bit of olive oil on the toast, and then put, you know, the Bigos on top. So that's a nice oil. Okay, so we have that, and then we're just gonna put.
My stomach's rumbling.
Yeah. On top. And you have a really delicious sambo.
That looks amazing.
Yeah?
We've got to decorate the plate and then we'll take it outside to film it in the sun. Lovely. Thank you. So, folks, we're going to do a taste test now. As you can see, if you haven't done already, hit the subscribe button.
Go on, have some Bigos.
Yeah, Bigos. Bigos?
Bigos.
Bigos. That is not at all what I expected. That's really good.
Great. It's different, isn't it?
The sauerkraut, you can really taste it comes through. Shiitake is amazing. Guys, this is... Do you mind?
Go ahead, somebody's hungry.
Sorry. Making a mess. Oh, this is wicked. Yeah, that's a success.
Nothing for me. Look.
No, wait, we've got more. We've got more toast. I'm finishing that, by the way. So, Daria, I want to thank you so much for coming. It's been an absolute pleasure. Beautiful dish. I really enjoyed that, as you saw. I kind of wiped it out. I'm going to put a link at the bottom of the video. Check the description. I'm going to put Daria's Instagram, Facebook,
and the YouTube channel.
the YouTube channel. Check out her YouTube channel as well. Vegan, 100%.
Yes.
100% vegan.
Yeah. Like, if you're interested in finding out about the medicinal properties of food and a little bit of alchemical approach to cooking your meals, then you're very welcome to come and check it out. So it's Daria Shiels, Alchemical Kitchen. You can find me under. So
I'll put a link as well. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please consider hitting the like button and subscribe. It really helps. And yeah, just feel free to check out the rest of the channel for loads more videos. Thank you.
And there you have it, folks, the legendary Bigos. Amazing dish and an amazing person. Daria, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed yourself as much as I enjoyed hosting you. Really, you're a very interesting person to meet, and you know, I'd love to catch up with you again sometime. Folks, I'm going to put a link in the description to how you guys can also get to check out Daria as well, a bit of her background and everything. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. See you on the next one. Ciao for now.